ShotokuTech News of the Week, bringing you news stories that you might have missed because there were other news stories. You're watching ShotokuTech News of the Week, 13 June 2020 edition. Scientists at the Max Planck Institute believe they've found a near mirror image of our Earth. This planet's name is KOI 4560. It's 3,000 light years away and it circles the star Kepler 160. It's a little bigger than Earth, but not twice its size, so that's a positive. The star's light intensity is very much like daylight seen on our planet. The host star provides about 93% of the starlight that our sun provides the Earth. It could support life. It's in the habitable zone, and if there's water, it could be in liquid form. Kepler 160 has two other exoplanets, but they're far too hot for habitability. There may be a fourth planet in this system. This pit bull and pig find a new home together. Their owner passed away, and now just days after searching for a new home, Penelope and Ruby have been adopted. So here's your palate cleanser for 2020. This pit bull and pig have hung out for a while and they're good friends. They're just like sisters. Penelope Rose, the potbelly pig, is laid back with pink painted nails, and Ruby Sue, the pit bull, is the big sister who just loves people. They eat together, they go outside to play, and go to the bathroom together. Sadly, their owner passed away, and they had to find a new home. Here, the King family in Mesa, Arizona, adopted them last Saturday. Here's an ancient Peruvian mystery that was solved from outer space. In one of the most arid regions in the world, a series of carefully constructed spiraling holes form lines across the landscape. These are known as puquillos, and they're here in the Nazca region of Peru, an area famous for the Nazca lines. How were they able to survive in an area where droughts can last for years at a time? These puquillos make up a sophisticated hydraulic system constructed to retrieve water from underground aquifers. This Rosa Lassapanora of the Institute of Methodologies for Environmental Analysis in Italy. They studied these puquillos using satellite imaging, and they were able to better understand how the puquillos were distributed, so they could see it was exploiting an inexhaustible water supply throughout the year. The puquillo system contributed to intensive agriculture in this valley. A series of canals brought the water trapped underground to areas where it was needed. The puquillos were a very ambitious project. They act as vents to push the water along in these underground canals. IBM is no longer going to offer its facial recognition and analysis technology for general purpose, and it's raising concerns about how it's being used to profile people along racial and ethnic lines. The company is calling about a national dialogue on whether it should be used at all. The technology has been increasingly used by law enforcement in the recent years, but there's a bias in the technology that leads to disproportionate targeting of people along lines of race or ethnicity, and it's a huge violation of privacy. Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter return for Bill and Ted 3. I know you've all been waiting for this. You can go to BillAndTed3.com to see the trailer. Catherine Sullivan was the first U.S. woman to walk in space, and now she's gone to the deepest spot in the Earth's oceans. Yes, she's made the trip to Challenge Deep, which lies nearly 7 miles below the Pacific's Mariana Trench. And she's 68 years old. Congratulations. Scientists have been using drone footage to help tally the largest group of nesting green sea turtles. The drone footage taken on December of 2019 shows more than 60,000 green turtles near Rain Island, located on the Great Barrier Reef of Australia's northern tip, as they wait to come ashore and lay eggs. We're seeing the world's largest aggregation of green turtles captured in these extraordinary drone images that are helping to document the largest turtle numbers seen since we began the Rain Island Recovery Project. Trying to accurately count thousands of painted and unpainted turtles from a small boat in rough weather is difficult. So using the drone is easier, safer, and much more accurate. If you're looking for a movie not to watch, Last Days of American Crime scores a rare 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. This is a Netflix movie. Let's see. The Last Days of American Crime sees the U.S. government hatching an ambitious and extreme plan as a final response to terrorism and crime. It's on my watch list. If you hear me scream, you'll know what happened. Scientists have found a second mysterious repeating radio burst from space. For the second time, astronomers have detected a consistent pattern in a fast radio burst from somewhere deep in space. The first such pattern was discovered back in February. Now, scientists have the details on the habits of this FRB 12102, which repeats every 157 days. This FRB was discovered in 2012, and they noted its repeating nature in 2016. The source is a dwarf galaxy more than 3 billion light years away. This may be a result of a massive star, a neutron star, or a black hole's orbital motion. Titan is migrating away from Saturn 100 times faster than previously predicted. By earthly standards, Saturn's moon Titan is a strange place, larger than the planet Mercury. It has a thick atmosphere. It's the only moon in the solar system that has an atmosphere. It's covered in rivers and seas of liquid hydrocarbons like methane and ethane. And there's also a potential water, ice, and even perhaps a liquid water ocean underneath that. Now, decades of measurements and calculations have revealed that Titan's orbit around Saturn is expanding. It's moving away from Saturn at a rate 100 times faster than expected. The research suggests that Titan was born much closer to Saturn, and over a period of 4.5 billion years it has migrated to its current distance of 1.2 million kilometers from Saturn. Most prior work predicted that moons like Titan or Jupiter's moon Callisto kept relatively the same orbit over the history of their existence. So this implies the Saturnian moon system and its rings have formed and evolved more dynamically than previously believed. So to understand orbital migration, let's look at our own moon. Earth's moon exerts a small gravitational pull on the planet. This causes tides. These tides cause a frictional process inside the Earth that is converted into some energy that distorts the Earth's gravitational field that pulls the moon forward in its orbit, causing the moon to move away from Earth at a rate of about 3.8 centimeters per year. And it's not likely that we'll lose our moon until both the Earth and the moon are engulfed by the sun in roughly 6 billion years. So this detailed astronomy paper, two teams of researchers used different techniques to measure Titan's orbit period over 10 years. And even though they use two completely independent data sets, the results are in full agreement. Some chimpanzees have a bone in their heart, and some humans might too. Scientists have discovered a rare bone called the os cordis in chimpanzees with a common heart condition. The rare bone structure is mostly found in chimps suffering from idiopathic myocardial fibrosis. The heart develops potentially life-threatening scar tissue. Discovery of a bone like this in a new species is a rare event. Chimps have a similar anatomy to people. It raises the question as to whether some people could have this os cordis bone too. So this hyperdense bone structure was found inside the right fibrous trigone. Simply described, this meaty part of the heart forms a link between the aortic, mitral, and tricuspid valves. Some chimps' hearts also exhibited cartilagocordis, that is, cartilage formation. So it's important to note that cartilage has the potential to turn into bone, and so that's what they're presenting as a possibility here. This episode is the 26th episode of ShotokuTech News of the Week. That means I've been doing this for 6 months. I've learned a lot of things from observing similar stories again and again over a period of time, and I hope you've enjoyed it too. I believe ShotokuTech News of the Week has a very dedicated yet small following, and the audience is appreciated. Thank you very much. The most views I've gotten on any of the episodes is 46 views. Typically I get just over 20 views. I think some of that has to do with the fact that there's news in the title of the video, and I think YouTube handles those videos differently. I always thought the thumbnail was pretty catchy, but I'm beginning to believe the thumbnail may prevent people from clicking on the video. And I also think having a bunch of URLs that go outside of YouTube is actually frowned on by the YouTube algorithms as well. So what I want to start doing is I want to start posting the links in Blogger, which is an Alphabet estate property. So if I post a single Blogger link in the description, you can go there and see all the URLs, and you'll still be within the Alphabet estate. I'm going to take news out of the title, and I'm going to change some of the art. The contents of the video aren't going to change. I just want to give you a heads up that in the future you're going to see some changes in the thumbnail and the title, and I want to go to having one URL within the description, and you can follow that over in Blogger here. So again, I truly appreciate the audience for this show, and like I say, after 6 months I've learned a lot, and I think that a lot more people would enjoy this. So please feel free to share this playlist with others. Anyway, feel free to leave comments down below on what you think the title might be, or any improvements to the graphics that you might want to suggest. Let's look for episode 27 next week, and thanks again. Thank you for watching ShotokuTech News of the Week. Thank you for watching ShotokuTech. Please subscribe, comment, like, and share.